Hey everyone, this first impressions video is going to be a little different from my last one because not only am I filming this in front of a camera, but the video is actually scripted this time to see how much more interesting things are when I actually prepare what I'm going to say. Now, before I get to the main topic of this video, I just have one more thing to say. I recommend that you skip to this point in the video if you want to get to the main topic now. Anyways, I know that I did promise that I would talk about Action Comics 1000 on our next podcast, but since Action Comics 1000 has been out for several months at this point, I think that it's kind of too late to talk about that, and we want to get to newer topics. So I'm canceling our Action Comics 1000 podcast right now so we can get to newer topics. But if you want to hear about my opinions on the comic, I think it is a great way to celebrate Superman's 80th anniversary, and I definitely might get the deluxe hardcover edition of the issue if I ever get more into Superman comics. Anyways, it's now time to get into the main topic of this video, which is also comic related. So earlier this month, the final issue of Bully Wars was released, and I think now would be a perfect time to give my first impressions on the series, now that all of the issues are released. The series is basically the comic series that Skottie Young did after he ended I Hate Fairyland. And I loved reading I Hate Fairyland. It was a pretty fun read. So you can imagine the excitement I had when I heard that Bully Wars was coming out. However, unlike I Hate Fairyland, which Skottie Young was the writer and the artist for, Bully Wars was a series that he was only going to be the writer for, which means that he had to prove that he could write a series without doing the artwork himself. The series was illustrated by Aaron Conley, whose artwork fit the tone of Skottie Young's writing so much so that, in my opinion, you could almost confuse the artwork in Bully Wars to be Skottie Young's if you don't read the credits carefully. Anyways, I think it's now time that I talk about the story in this video. So the story is basically about three nerds named Spencer, Edith, and Ernie, and their bully named Rufus, who has practically been bullying the trio for their whole lives. They're all about to start their freshman year at Rottenville High, and Rufus is ready to bully the nerds as usual. But then some of the other bullies begin to bully Rufus. Feeling a little bad for Rufus, Spencer and friends then decide to help Rufus out with his problem by entering him in a competition called the Bully Wars so that he could become the king bully of the school and not bully the trio as a return favor. The rest of the story involves Spencer, Edith, and Ernie training Rufus for the Bully War, which happens within the last two issues. And without spoiling anything, I can say that when they get to the actual competition, it is totally worth it if you are invested in the story like me. Overall, Bully Wars is a pretty good follow-up to Skottie Young's previous story that he wrote. And even though he didn't do the artwork himself, I think Aaron Conley's artwork totally fits the series pretty well. If you guys are interested in reading the series eventually, there is a trade paperback of Bully Wars that is coming out in February, and I think I might get it myself so I can reread it that way. Well, until next time, guys, my name is Darren, and I hope that our podcast on this channel can come back sometime this year. Bye!